morning, everyone, and happy Friday. I am excited to be here with you this morning in the Hy-Vee Market Grille Express studios. I want to start off the show, just like always, thanking our sponsors, not only Hy-Vee, but Lutheran Living, CBI, and Toyota Muscatine for sponsoring the show and making this all possible. Thank you guys for joining the show today. It's going to be a good one. I think you guys are going to learn a little bit about the Code Blue program. If you know some information about that, hopefully you learn more about it. If you don't know about it, you should. So we're going to talk a little bit with Sergeant about Code Blue and what that means in our community now and how that all got started. But I want to get started off first with telling you about some of the national days that we're celebrating today. First of all, National Bagel Day. And actually our aisle cam today is featuring some bagels that look delicious. They look yummy. I will not eat one in front of you all today because that's embarrassing, and I'd make a fool of myself. They're huge. I'd look horrible trying to eat that. But it was pretty interesting looking at the bagel history, and apparently in 2018, 354 million bagels were sold. That's a lot of bagels. I don't know. I have to totally load mine up with all of the bad stuff, and so I try not to eat them too often, but I know that a lot of people live by those things. It's also National Hat Day. So lucky for you guys, if you're having a bad hair day, just throw on a hat and tell everyone you're celebrating. I should have wore a hat today. I look a little ridiculous in hats, so I don't wear them very often, but when I'm having a really, really bad hair day. Also, though, today is Martin Luther King Jr.'s birthday, and what a guy to celebrate the history. I mean, when we think about him, we think about, the I Have a Dream speech. We think about, the civil rights movement that happened. And I wanted to share with you just a little bit of that speech this morning, just to remind you all and kind of celebrate that birthday this morning.
Even though we face the difficulties of today and tomorrow, I still have a dream. Yeah. It is a dream deeply rooted in the American dream. I have a dream that one day this nation will rise up and live out the true meaning of its creed. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal. I have a dream that one day on the red hills of Georgia, the sons of former slaves and the sons of former slave owners will be able to sit down together at the table of brotherhood. I have a dream.
Awesome. So I think everyone has heard that speech at one point or another, but to hear it, you just kind of get chills, thinking about being in that moment. And so today we'll celebrate his birthday. Also, our friends over at Lutheran Living sponsor This Day in History on the show, and the first Super Bowl, actually, January 15th, 1967. And I also thought I was looking at some videos of that first Super Bowl, and it was kind of interesting to see what the Super Bowl looked like then compared to what we've turned it into now. So I have a little clip to show you. Just psych, Jess doesn't have that clip. Psych. But you should go out and find that and watch it, because it is actually pretty cool to see, just to hear not only the audio, but just it's interesting. You'll want to hear what they have to say. And the halftime show's not anything like our halftime shows now. So. But another very important day in history is our guest's birthday. So Sergeant Brian Buzz, his birthday is actually today, and thankfully he's on the show so that I can sing to him and spoil him with my beautiful vocals. So we're all going to sing happy birthday and embarrass him before we get started with the interview.
Perfect.
And so we'll get started with that now.
Thank you.
Happy birthday to you, Hong Kong. Happy birthday to you, Hong Kong. Happy birthday, dear Ryan. Happy birthday to you.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, I know. I thought about maybe trying out for like The Voice or something instead of doing this, but then I was like, well, Muscatine today, The Voice, definitely chose this, but happy birthday.
Thank you very much.
Thanks for being a good sport. Thank you for sticking through that vocal. I know it was probably sounded a lot better on your end, hopefully, but happy birthday.
Thank you.
So speaking of our guest, so I invited you on. I saw on Facebook actually that you started the Code Blue program. And how cool is that, first of all? But tell us a little bit about the program and what made you kind of get that started in our community.
So a couple years back, kind of the inspiration behind the Code Blue program is I had to deliver a death notification to a mother. She had just lost her young adult child unexpectedly, and I was just trying to think of some way that we could, I guess, leave a positive, lasting impression on those people that we come into contact with every day.
Yeah.
I mean, we deal with tragedy on a weekly basis, and I just thought there could be something more that we could do as a police department that could help those people out, maybe give them a little bit of light in a dark time.
Yeah, for sure. So for people that don't know, what exactly is the Code Blue program? What do you guys do for that?
So when we come into contact with a tragic situation, whether it's a house fire, loss of a child, things similar to that, what we do is we reach out to the family and kind of give them a rundown of what the Code Blue program is. We want to give them the option to be able to say, I'm not comfortable with it.
Yep.
But we explain the program, and if they're comfortable with it, what we do is we provide them a meal in the form of a gift card to one of our sponsoring restaurants that have graciously sponsored the Code Blue program. And we send that to them in the mail, and when their family is ready, they just go enjoy a meal.
Yeah.
They don't have to worry about the cost, and they can just go hopefully have a good time together as a family.
Yeah. I liked what you said in one of the interviews that I heard you do, like when it was first rolling out, about like when you're thinking about what to do for someone in a tragic situation, it's like, well, how do you make them feel better? You know, in a lot of ways, there's really nothing you can do when someone's going through a loss, like what you just explained. But as a friend or family member, a lot of times that is what we do, is, you know, provide a meal, or how can, you know, what are the ways we can help you? Well, maybe it's taking that burden off. You know, you don't have to cook
Absolutely.
tonight. And so I liked what you said about that, because it's true. And although we probably can't go in their homes, you know, we're not of their family. So, but awesome for you to think of the local restaurants, and we have so many great ones. What all restaurants are sponsoring? Do you know off the top of your head, or am I putting you on the spot?
Nope, I do know. So where your show's taking place, Hy-Vee has become a sponsor. Also Bridgeside Links, Guadalajara, Salvatore's downtown on 2nd Street, and Booney's on the Avenue was our first sponsor. So.
Yeah, I happened to see that in the paper, but that Booney's was the first sponsor. Super cool. We have so many great restaurants in town that are locally owned and who care about the community, so it's awesome that they jumped right in and wanted to be involved too. Where'd you come up with the name?
So I was trying to think of the name for the program, and blue is synonymous with law enforcement. So. Yep. I just came up with the Code Blue. I typed it in on Google to see if it was already a program or what it was, and the only thing that I could really find was hospitals refer to medical emergency as a code blue.
Yep.
And blue is our color. I want it to be synonymous with good, synonymous with giving back to the community. So that's what I went with. And it's kind of, you know, grown some legs and it's taken off on us. So I'm pretty happy.
It's awesome. So how do you, I guess, do people nominate people? And I don't want to say nominate, but they just kind of say, hey, I had this case maybe that I think would be great for the Code Blue program, and that's how it happens, or what's that process look like?
Absolutely. I've asked all the officers, detectives, just anybody in our administration if they come across a situation. Typically it's related to a call for service that they just reach out to me, let me know the specifics of what happened, give me some contact information, and then I take it from there, and we contact the family and kind of get the ball rolling.
Yeah, I would imagine, like, in you guys' line of work, that's probably one of the hardest, if not the hardest, part of your job is to deliver bad news or be in those situations where, you know, it's literally, it could be like the worst day of those people's lives. And so it's nice that you have something to kind of offer and like you said, give back and leave that impression on them. Sure, it helps in some ways for both of you, for the family and for the officers as well. It
does. There are many different aspects. It hopefully helps the family. It kind of gives the officer hopefully a little bit of closure, so they don't, you know, have that lasting impression of just being a bad event. Another aspect of it is I wanted the local restaurants to start to thrive again. I mean, they're vital to this community. And hopefully them showing support for people that are dealing with tragedy in their life will just get people going back out to eat and get them more business as we move away from the COVID stuff. Right,
yes. So many great things about the program. I think actually we have the logo and stuff to pull up so that people can kind of see and start recognizing that program. So those are some of the details of the Code Blue program that I found online, which, I mean, you must be doing good things because I typed it in and these things are popping right up. So you guys are doing a great job. But I love the name. I think you're right. Like when we think of blue, we do think of you guys, you know, and we want to think of that in a positive light, like you said. Such a great program in our community. So when you were kind of doing research, getting started, is there anything like this anywhere else? I mean, or some variation of it in other communities, or it's just...
Not that I've been able to find.
I didn't see anything either, again, but I thought maybe you would know.
No, again,
it's pretty cool.
I did some research on the internet. I just didn't want to be stealing somebody else's idea, but from what I could find, no, I did not find anything like it.
It's so awesome. I swear our community is just like the best. And I don't know, maybe it's because I live here. I don't think so. But I mean, everyone just supports everyone. And it's cool to see, you know, our law enforcement and how you guys stand behind the community as well, whether it be like the Salvation Army and that whole thing, or now the Code Blue program that has rolled out. It's very cool to see that and to have law enforcement be a part of good things in the community too. I don't want, you know, you guys are in situations where you're there, like I said, like on the worst day of people's lives, but you're also there on like the best day of people's lives sometimes. So it's cool to make that connection. And
we're trying to, another aspect, we're trying to partner with some local community-based service organizations and have a list of those compiled with a contact person, phone number, and whether it be counseling services, whether it be financial aspects of their life that they're struggling with, we want them to have those resources available, that they can just have it right in front of them, be able to reach out to whoever they need to talk to, and just hopefully give them some help there in those areas of their life. So we're currently in the process of getting all that information
gathering
together.
All that. We have great resources in our community, but it is overwhelming, I'm sure, especially when you're in a situation where you need those resources to try to like hunt down, like, where do I go for this? Who's going to help me? And so having a a list like that, especially for you guys to have on hand to be able to just give them in those situations. Like, these are the people to contact so that they can help you. I'm sure that that would be very, very beneficial for those people. So anything else that you want to talk about the program? How are the officers feeling about it? I mean, are they excited about it? Have they been utilizing it a lot since it rolled out?
Yeah, we've had good feedback from our officers. They personally wanted to sponsor the first 3 that we had done.
Very cool.
So we've done 3 so far. The families were very receptive. They were very thankful.
Yeah.
And we were glad to be able to serve them in that aspect of their life, and we hope that it helped them. So.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, a meal, it seems crazy, but that is what we do. Like, trying to just offer kind of, it's like a peace offering. It's like a, let me help you this little bit. And so such a great idea. I love that the restaurants in the community just jumped right on board and wanted to be a part of it as well, and that the officers have taken to it.
Yeah.
And
there was no hesitation, and I talked to these restaurants and they're like, yep, we're on. And that was just awesome to see that they're invested in their community.
Yep.
And now I want the community to invest in them. And
yeah. I mean, and they invested during a time when things were already tough for them,
Yep.
And they still, without hesitation, said, no problem. Yes, we want to be a part of it, and we're willing to give a little bit more even in those times. So.
One of our sponsors that just came on board yesterday, actually, Sycamore Printing. They have offered to the restaurants that are sponsors for the Code Blue program. We have a logo for the Code Blue
Yep.
program worked up. They're going to come up with a vinyl logo that they can put in their front store window.
Oh, I love it.
Just to show that they're showing support. So
I think we have that too, so we can give them a little extra love. What that vinyl will look like, so that people can kind of watch out and be extra supportive of those restaurants that have that vinyl in their window as support. Jess, do you have the window pick?
Yeah, so any of the materials associated with the Code Blue program, Sycamore Printing has come on board, and
very cool.
They're picking that up.
So this will be what you'll see in some of those windows of the restaurants who are supporting the Code Blue program. And I'm sure once people hear more about it, there'll probably be more restaurants that want to jump on board because it's such a cool thing. And how cool. I love it.
Thank you.
Great job.
Thanks a lot.
Yeah. Well, I want to thank you for coming on the show, especially on your birthday. Wanted to celebrate with me and have me sing. That's why you probably heard me sing before.
You got it.
and knew that he wanted me to definitely have that opportunity. So I'm going to ask you to play a little game with me. So one of our sponsors, CBI, sponsors the Cash Crunch game. And so we will go to the aisle cam quick so we can go get set up, and I'll explain those rules to you.
Okay.
All right, cool. Okay, so this is the scoop. We have some items in the cart. They're Valentine's themed, because I'm sure you're already starting to think about what you're going to get your beautiful wife for Valentine's and planning a lot of things. So the idea behind this is that you choose items out of the cart, put them in the bag that's provided down here that you think will add up the closest to $10.
Okay.
Okay, and then whoever gets the closest wins a gift card from Hy-Vee.
Okay.
Sound good?
Sounds great.
We get 30 seconds to do this.
Okay.
So, you good? Yep. All right. And go. Oh, you're good.
I'm good.
He's like decisive here. All right, let's see. I feel pretty good about this.
All right.
Okay. We got it. All right. I'll get my little handy dandy calculator. Let's see who wins. I'm pulling for you since it's your
Definitely-
birthday.
Definitely me.
I'm pulling for you, but I don't know. All right, so I'll grab your bag
All right.
first. We'll see how close you got. So we've got M&Ms.
129.
All right, let's see. The Reese's.
169.
Ooh, huge Tony's.
This is $4.99.
Ooh. Cookie cutter. Uh-oh, you're getting pretty close. Payday.
88 cents.
$9.85. That's pretty close.
I like
That's
it.
pretty good. All right, let's see what I got. Thank you. I don't know. I think I went over again, apparently. All right. Chocolate covered cherries.
Cherries. $2.98.
$2.98. M&Ms.
$1.29.
Frosting.
$2.19.
The Reese's.
$1.69.
And the cookie cutter. Dang it! Ah, so close. There you go, hon.
Thank you.
Yes. Thank you so much again
Absolutely.
for coming on the show. I appreciate it. Thank you for doing the Code Blue program in our community. It's really pretty cool. So stay up to date on the Code Blue program. On the police department's Facebook page is amazing. Always have great information on there, and definitely go out and support those restaurants who are supporting the program. We always want to support the businesses who are supporting our community, and super important and greatly appreciated for sure. So thank you to all the sponsors of the program, and thank you for coming up with the program and getting that started in the community. It's pretty cool stuff, so you should be proud.
We're excited about it.
Yep. Thank you so much for coming on.
Yep.
Happy birthday.
Thank you.
Hopefully you get spoiled, and then don't forget about the Valentine's Day thing.
Okay.
Gotcha, Kate. All right, guys. So to end the show, I just want to say thank you again to our sponsors of the show, Hy-Vee, CBI, Lutheran Living, and Toyota of Muscatine. Thank you so much for your sponsorship of the show and being such great supporters in the community as well. I will see you next week. I hope you all have a great weekend and enjoy yourself. Maybe go out and play in the snow a little bit, and just have a great weekend. But remember, until I see you again, that kindness is free. So spread that stuff wherever you go.
TJ Deere here at Toyota Muscatine, and this is what it feels like to have a brand new Toyota.
It's the new car smell.
It's the new stories.
It's the new adventure. It's the memories.
Come and see us for your 2020 Toyota.